If you're living with diabetes, you've probably been told to avoid carbs and grains altogether to protect your blood sugar levels. But here's the truth. Not all grains are created equal, and some can actually help lower your A1C naturally over time. Whole grains are packed with fiber, vitamins, and plant compounds that slow digestion and reduce blood sugar spikes after meals. The problem is, most people only know about white rice or white bread, which are stripped of all their beneficial nutrients. Today, you'll discover 6 powerful whole grains that don't just fill you up. They actively support better insulin sensitivity and lower A1C. These grains have a low glycemic index, are backed by research, and are surprisingly easy to add into your diabetic meal plan. If you've struggled with energy crashes, cravings, or stubborn blood sugar, these might be the daily swaps you've been missing. Some of these are ancient grains with deep health traditions, and one of them may already be hiding in your kitchen. By the way, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. I'd love to know. Stick around because number 5 could completely change your morning routine, and number 2 shocked even nutritionists. If you're serious about reversing your A1C naturally, make sure to subscribe and like this video right now. Let's start with one of the best whole grains for diabetics. Steel-cut oats, also known as Irish oats or coarse oats. Unlike instant oats, steel-cut oats are the least processed form of oats and take longer to cook, which slows down sugar release. They have a very low glycemic index, meaning they cause a much smaller rise in blood sugar compared to refined or quick oats. Steel-cut oats digest slowly, helping you stay full longer and preventing those post-breakfast sugar spikes that many diabetics struggle with. What makes them especially powerful is the high content of beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that improves insulin response. Research shows beta-glucan can help lower both fasting blood sugar and A1C levels when consumed regularly in a balanced diabetic diet. This fiber also helps reduce LDL cholesterol, which is important since diabetes often increases your risk for heart problems over time. Many people think oats are off limits, but it's really the added sugar in flavored packets that makes them harmful, not the oats. With steel-cut oats, you control the ingredients. No added sugar, no chemicals, just pure whole grain nutrition to fuel your body. For a diabetic-friendly breakfast, cook steel-cut oats in water or unsweetened almond milk and top with cinnamon or a few crushed walnuts. You can also add chia seeds, which boost fiber even more, and make your meal extra filling without spiking your glucose. Avoid adding honey, brown sugar, or syrups. Stick with low glycemic toppings like sliced almonds or a few berries if needed. The best time to eat oats is in the morning, when your body is most insulin sensitive and your blood sugar is more stable. Steel-cut oats are also great for meal prep. Cook a batch, store in the fridge, and warm up portions throughout the week. You'll get a warm, satisfying, low GI meal that helps stabilize your energy and improve your numbers over the long term. If you're switching from white bread or sugary cereals, steel-cut oats could be one of the easiest upgrades for your morning routine. Even better, they're affordable, widely available, and safe for both pre-diabetics and those managing type 2 diabetes. By the way, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. I'd love to know. Up next, we're talking about a complete protein that's actually a seed, but it behaves just like a super grain for diabetics. Keep watching, especially if you're tired of boring meals and looking for something powerful, delicious, and blood sugar friendly. Next up is quinoa, one of the most powerful and complete plant-based proteins you can include in your diabetic-friendly diet. Although often called a grain, quinoa is technically a seed, but it cooks and tastes just like a whole grain. What makes quinoa so unique is that it contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a rare complete protein from plants. This is especially important for diabetics, since protein helps balance blood sugar, reduce cravings, and support healthy muscle function. Quinoa also has a low glycemic index, meaning it won't spike your blood sugar like white rice or pasta often does. In fact, studies have shown that quinoa may help reduce post-meal glucose spikes and improve insulin sensitivity over time. It's also naturally gluten-free and rich in magnesium, a mineral that helps regulate blood sugar and improve insulin signaling. Magnesium deficiency is common in diabetics, so adding more quinoa to your diet can be a smart, tasty, and nutrient-dense solution. 1 cup of cooked quinoa offers about 5 grams of fiber, which slows digestion and supports a more gradual release of glucose. It also contains antioxidants like quercetin and camphorol, which fight inflammation and protect your blood vessels and organs from damage. Preparing quinoa is simple. Rinse it under cold water to remove bitterness, then simmer it in water or broth until fluffy. You can use quinoa as a base for salads, mix it into soups, or serve it with roasted vegetables and lean protein. For breakfast, try warm quinoa with cinnamon, unsweetened almond milk, and a few crushed nuts for a high-fiber, blood sugar-friendly bowl. Avoid adding dried fruits or honey, which can increase the glycemic load and reduce the blood sugar benefits you're aiming for. Because of its protein and fiber combo, quinoa can help keep you full longer and prevent those energy crashes between meals. It's a great choice for vegetarians, vegans, and anyone looking to reduce their reliance on refined or processed carbohydrates. You can find quinoa in most grocery stores, often in the grain or health food aisle. It's becoming more popular every year. By the way, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. I'd love to know. Stick with me, because next we're diving into a surprisingly underrated grain that can lower both blood sugar and cholesterol levels. It's one of the oldest grains in the world, and chances are you've seen it in soups without even realizing its benefits. Now let's talk about barley, one of the most underrated grains when it comes to managing diabetes and lowering A1C naturally. Barley is incredibly high in soluble fiber, especially a type called beta-glucan, which helps slow digestion and control blood sugar levels. When you eat barley, the fiber forms a gel-like substance in your stomach, slowing glucose absorption and extending feelings of fullness. This means fewer sugar spikes, fewer cravings, and better blood sugar control throughout the day, especially after meals. Barley also ranks low on the glycemic index, especially in its hulled or pearled form, making it ideal for diabetic-friendly diets. Clinical studies show that regular barley intake can reduce fasting blood sugar and improve insulin sensitivity in people with type 2 diabetes. It also helps lower LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, which is crucial for diabetics at higher risk of heart disease. 1 cup of cooked barley contains about 6 grams of fiber, along with important minerals like selenium, magnesium, and chromium. These nutrients support metabolism, help regulate glucose, and contribute to overall cardiovascular health and reduced inflammation. Barley is also rich in antioxidants, including lignans and polyphenols, which protect your cells from oxidative stress and aging-related complications. There are 2 main types of barley you'll see: hulled barley and pearled barley, and both are excellent choices for diabetics. Hulled barley is less processed and higher in nutrients, while pearled barley cooks faster and still provides great fiber content. To prepare barley, rinse it thoroughly and simmer it in water or broth until it becomes soft and chewy, about 30 to 40 minutes. Barley makes a perfect base for soups, stews, grain bowls, or even cold salads with chopped veggies, herbs, and olive oil. It has a mild, nutty flavor and chewy texture that pairs well with lean proteins and other low glycemic foods. You can also make a warm barley porridge by simmering it with almond milk and cinnamon for a cozy, diabetic-friendly breakfast. Avoid instant barley or prepackaged mixes, which often contain added sugars, sodium, and preservatives that raise your blood glucose. Because of its blood sugar balancing effects, barley can be a game changer if you're transitioning away from white rice or processed grains. Start by adding it to 1 meal a day. Even a few tablespoons can have lasting effects on your blood sugar stability. Up next is a grain you've definitely heard of, but you may not be using it the right way as a diabetic. Brown rice is one of the most accessible whole grains, but for diabetics, how you eat it makes all the difference. Unlike white rice, which is stripped of its fiber and nutrients, brown rice retains its outer bran layer and valuable vitamins. That outer layer is where the fiber lives, and fiber plays a crucial role in slowing down how sugar enters your bloodstream. Brown rice has a moderate glycemic index, which means it won't spike blood sugar as quickly as processed or refined grains. However, portion control is key. Too much of any carbohydrate, even healthy ones, can raise your blood glucose levels. Aim for about half a cup of cooked brown rice per meal and pair it with vegetables or lean proteins. This balance helps stabilize your blood sugar and prevents the common energy dips that come after eating simple starches. Brown rice also provides magnesium, manganese, and selenium, minerals that help improve insulin sensitivity and fight oxidative stress in the body. It's a natural source of plant-based compounds like lignans, which support heart health, a major concern for people living with diabetes. To prepare brown rice, rinse it well to remove any residue, then cook it slowly for a nutty, slightly chewy texture. You can use it in stir-fries, grain bowls, curries, or as a side dish for lean meats like grilled chicken or fish. Brown rice also works great in soups, especially when you want to bulk up the meal without adding processed carbs. Avoid flavoring packets or pre-made rice blends. They often contain hidden sugars, excess sodium, and artificial additives. Instead, season with turmeric, cumin, garlic, or a pinch of black pepper to keep things diabetes-friendly and full of flavor. If you're switching from white rice, give your palate time. Within 2 weeks, most people find brown rice tastes better. You might even find your blood sugar readings improve just by making this one simple switch in your weekly meals. Brown rice also contributes to gut health by feeding the good bacteria in your digestive system. Another plus for managing diabetes. It's filling, affordable, and easy to make in large batches for meal prep throughout the week. Use it as a base and build balanced, fiber-rich meals around it to keep your blood sugar steady all day long. Next, we're exploring a gluten-free grain that isn't technically a grain, but offers massive blood sugar benefits for diabetics. Buckwheat might sound like a type of wheat, but here's the surprise. It's completely gluten-free and not even a grain at all. It's a seed from a plant related to rhubarb, but it cooks and behaves like a grain, making it perfect for diabetic diets. The biggest benefit of buckwheat is its rich content of resistant starch and soluble fiber, which slow digestion and balance blood sugar. This means glucose enters your bloodstream gradually, helping reduce sugar spikes and improving insulin function over time. Buckwheat is also packed with a unique compound called D-chiroinositol, which has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity in studies. That's why it's especially beneficial for people with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance who want better glucose control naturally. In addition to fiber, buckwheat provides magnesium, copper, manganese, and antioxidants like rutin, all important for metabolic and cardiovascular health. Rutin in particular is known for strengthening blood vessels, which is crucial for diabetics at risk of eye and kidney complications. What's great is that buckwheat is incredibly versatile. You can use it in both sweet and savory dishes depending on how you cook it. Whole buckwheat groats can be boiled like rice, used in grain bowls, or served as a fiber-rich alternative to couscous or pasta. You can also grind it into flour to make diabetic-friendly pancakes, waffles, or even roti for a nutritious breakfast or dinner. Just make sure you're using 100% buckwheat flour, not a refined mix with added white flour or sugar. For breakfast, try buckwheat porridge cooked with unsweetened almond milk, cinnamon, and a few crushed almonds. Satisfying and blood sugar stable. Because buckwheat digests slowly, it helps reduce appetite and keeps you full longer, a key part of managing diabetes naturally. You can prepare it in advance and store it in the fridge, then reheat as needed for quick, healthy meals all week. Avoid instant buckwheat mixes or anything prepackaged with artificial flavors or added sugars. These can cancel out the benefits entirely. Look for raw buckwheat groats or toasted kasha in stores. Both are excellent, fiber-rich options for blood sugar support. Buckwheat is also a great option for people with gluten sensitivity or celiac disease, offering a safe, diabetic-friendly way to enjoy complex carbs. Next, we'll look at a grain that's been used for centuries in ancient cultures and is making a huge comeback for diabetics today. Let's wrap up our list with one of the most ancient and underrated grains for diabetes, the nutrient-packed powerhouse called millet. Millet has been used in Asia and Africa for thousands of years and is now gaining attention as a diabetes-friendly supergrain. It's naturally gluten-free, high in fiber, and low on the glycemic index, meaning it digests slowly and won't spike blood sugar. Millet contains resistant starch, which resists digestion and helps reduce post-meal glucose levels and improve overall insulin sensitivity. It's also rich in magnesium, an essential mineral that plays a vital role in carbohydrate metabolism and blood sugar regulation. Many diabetics are deficient in magnesium, so eating more millet can help restore balance and reduce insulin resistance naturally. Millet also contains antioxidants like ferulic acid and quercetin, which reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, common issues in people with diabetes. With around 2 grams of fiber per half cup cooked, millet supports healthy digestion and prolongs satiety after meals. This can be especially helpful if you struggle with hunger or snacking between meals due to blood sugar fluctuations. One of millet's biggest strengths is how versatile it is. It can be prepared sweet or savory depending on your preferences. You can cook it like rice, use it in grain bowls, mix it into soups, or serve it as a soft porridge. For a diabetes-friendly breakfast, simmer millet with unsweetened coconut milk, cinnamon, and a sprinkle of chopped walnuts for added crunch and fiber. At lunch or dinner, try millet with roasted vegetables, herbs, and a lean protein like grilled chicken or lentils. Millet flour is also used in flatbreads, rotis, and pancakes. Just make sure it's 100% whole millet without refined wheat added. Be cautious with instant millet products or processed millet mixes, which can contain added sugars or preservatives that raise blood sugar. Cooking millet is simple. Rinse it first, then simmer with 2 parts water until tender and slightly fluffy, about 20 minutes. It has a mild, slightly nutty flavor that pairs well with spices, herbs, and even lemon or garlic for extra taste. Millet is easy to digest, suitable for gluten-sensitive individuals, and has a comforting texture that many older adults find satisfying and gentle. It's affordable, easy to store, and a great long-term staple for anyone managing type 2 diabetes or looking to improve metabolic health. Now that you've seen all 6, let's tie it all together and talk about how to use these grains daily for better A1C. Now that you've seen the top 6 whole grains for diabetes, it's clear that not all carbs are created equal or dangerous. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, barley, brown rice, buckwheat, and millet offer slow-releasing energy and fiber that actually support blood sugar control. They help reduce cravings, balance your meals, and improve insulin sensitivity, all while adding flavor and variety to your daily routine. Even just swapping white rice or refined bread with one of these grains a few times a week can make a big difference. The key is preparation. Choose clean, unprocessed versions, skip added sugars, and pair them with lean protein and vegetables when possible. Consistency matters more than perfection, so start small, stay committed, and give your body the nourishment it truly needs to heal. Managing diabetes isn't just about avoiding sugar. It's about embracing the right kinds of foods that work with your body, not against it. If you found this helpful, please like the video and share it with someone who's looking to take control of their health naturally. And don't forget to subscribe for more easy, science-backed tips on how to lower your A1C and feel better every single day.